Okay, today I'm going to show you how to finish off lace. Now why would I decide to do this tutorial today? Well, it's because for the Frock by Friday there is lace involved, and oftentimes you'll get lace and it won't have a finished edge like this, which is always nice to have. But not all lace has that, and I wanted a lace that was not traditional. I liked this little dotted lace, and the kind of lace that usually comes finished on the edges is more traditional, kind of, I don't know if it's called chantilly lace, something along those lines, and I wanted something more like this, so I'm going to have to finish the edges, and I don't like hemming them because I think that looks weird with lace. So I'm going to try to finish the edges, and I'm going to show you how to do that. If you ever come across this situation, which if you're following the Frock by Friday, you very well could be. Alright, here we go. Okay, what you want to make sure is that you have a stabilizer underneath your lace so that when you're embroidering, I'm assuming your sewing machine has an embroidery setting. Let me show you what that is first. Here we are. Most sewing machines have embroidery settings. I'm assuming most do. Mine always have. Like this one here, 40. It's like a leaf shape. Also 13. The settings that are in shapes, like scallop shapes, are very good for embroidering lace. Anything that's really thick. So 13 would be good. Something that wouldn't be good would be 17 or 38. I mean, that looks like it might be good, but it's not really. The thick scallop shapes are usually what's best. Something like 44, 46, any of these would be good. Maybe not 43. So you want to use one of those settings when you're doing this. Alright, back to this. So you're going to be using something underneath your lace to stabilize the embroidery. If you didn't use something underneath, you would get something that just looks like almost like a wavy line. It wouldn't look, there's not enough material for the threads to catch and make all the stitches needed to have a defined shape, so you need some kind of stabilizer underneath. Now I believe they sell water-soluble stabilizer, probably at craft stores. I don't have any with me, so all I'm using is toilet paper. And guess what? I think it works just as well. I could be wrong, but it seems to be working for me. One thing you also want to use is thread that is the exact color or very, very similar to your fabric. Obviously, you wouldn't want to use a blue on a tan because that would just look silly, unless maybe that's the look you were going for, like a contrasting color. But usually I would suggest just going with a similar color or exactly the same. Okay, now I'm just going to lay this on top of the stabilizer, toilet paper, and now I'm going to bring it over to my sewing machine like this. And you don't want to sew on the edge because it's just going to be missing a lot of stitches. So not in the middle obviously, but so that you have about maybe 5/8 edge on the one side. There's about 5/8 here, I'd say. And then put your foot down and set your sewing machine to something that you think is good for the lace, like I had mentioned earlier, and then just start sewing. Now this is going to go on and on, so I'm going to stop it here and show you what it looks like when it's done. One more thing I want to mention, don't pull the fabric, let it just kind of guide itself through, just keep it steady by placing your hand on it if it looks like it's moving around like this. Now I'm not pulling it this way or that way, I'm just holding it in place. Alright, so this is what it looks like after you are done sewing. You have a nice little scalloped edge there. Now all I'm going to do is tear the toilet paper off. It just comes off so easily because it's toilet paper. You're just going to do this all the whole way down. Okay, so this is what you have after you get rid of the stabilizer. And if you want, you can run this under water to get rid of all the stabilizer or toilet paper. And so you won't get any of these little fuzzies in here. That's what I'm going to do. Alright, I'm going to run it under, kind of like rub my finger along the stitches, but not too hard, just very gently rub it. Like that. Getting the tissue paper out, stabilize them. Okay. Okay, so here we are. As you can see, like as I went down, I started pulling it a little bit because my stabilizer was getting away from me, and it started to make the stitches not so defined. So that's why you look much better up here. That's why you don't want to pull it. You just want to kind of keep it steady. So now all you want to do is cut as close as you can to the scallop. Or now you probably can't see it because this camera is going to wash it all out. But all I'm doing is cutting as close as I can to the stitches that we made. And it's actually pretty easy with lace because there's a lot more holes. So that's all you want to do is just cut as close as you can, and I'll show you what it looks like when we're done. Alright, so this is what it'll look like when you're done cutting it off. And I kind of want to show you what it looks like on a mannequin. So this is what it'll look like when you're done. For the project that we're doing for the Frock by Friday, this is how I'm going to finish my lace, because this is the lace that I will be using. If you have a lace that's already finished, then you don't even have to worry about this. But if you decided to get one like mine, then this is just a nice way of finishing the edges. So you don't have to hem it, which looks ugly. So, hope that helped. Thanks.